This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everyone. Mitch English here.
Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash, your source for trending news and entertainment. We've also got Matt Doolittle with us this morning.
Checking in with him in just a few. Can you believe that Jimmy Fallon has been doing the Tonight Show for 10 years?
Really? I would have thought it would be more.
Didn't it feel longer than that?
Yes.
And I think what it was is that he left SNL and he did late night.
That's
first,
what it
and so I
is.
think people associated with it, and then that big debacle with
Yeah.
Leno coming back and Conan.
and-
That. So NBC has given him a 2-hour special that will run May 14th to celebrate his 10 years. 2 hours is a long time. First off, for prime time, but I think it's a product where it's already self-contained, and programming-wise, it wouldn't cost him all that much to run a special for him. But good for him. 10 years. I think a lot of people feel like he's kind of changed the feel of the Tonight Show altogether.
He's super talented, and I feel like he's really brought kind of a different niceness to the late night talk show.
Yes, it's a different world than it used to be when it comes to late night.
I wonder how relevant the late night talk shows will be moving forward, because I feel like social media has kind of killed that whole vibe altogether, because now these celebrities are accessible anywhere, anytime, whereas before you kind of had to depend on those late night shows to see them in a different sort of element.
No, and I think with Jon Stewart returning back for Mondays at least, even though that Comedy Central is getting great ratings, they're still nowhere near like what it used to be, and even taken away from all the other ones.
And
and On Demand has a lot to do with that
That's
too.
true. And then I just heard rumors that Jimmy Kimmel will be done in a couple of years, and Stephen A. Smith from ESPN really wants to move into that late night
That will be interesting
talk
to see.
show gig. So how his sports approach to talk shows will translate to late
Craig
night.
Kilborn did the same thing. He
That's
went from
true.
ESPN, so
Oh,
I could
yeah,
see
that's
why they
right.
can transition to that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, 3 multi-million-dollar homes appear to be teetering on the edge of a cliff in Southern California. Historic storms have taken out a chunk of ground beneath the homes, and some believe it puts the properties at risk of falling right into the Pacific Ocean. Look at this. The priciest of the 3 is a $15 million 4-bedroom property owned by an 82-year-old doctor. He says he has no plans of going anywhere. Building inspectors checked on all 3 properties and determined all the homes are stable at this time. If you spend any time living in California, the building restrictions and the codes there are a lot different, and they build to code in these types of areas. So they're built in more to the land than we really think.
So, and you can see there really nobody on the other side of them, and they're behind them. So I mean, if they can pick up and move the house backwards, that's one thing. But when I imagine by the time you're 86 and you're a doctor and you got this great house and great views, you don't want to leave. I get that. You're like, I'm in California, that's why I'm here.
Well, look at the people in Florida. I mean, I think we're probably all guilty of it. When a hurricane pops up, you don't want to leave your house.
No.
You don't really want to go.
Or in the Midwest, when somebody's house has been destroyed 3 times by a tornado, like, well, we're going to rebuild. It's like, it comes through the same way, man. It's done this before.
Indeed.
Tornado Alley for a reason.
Yeah.
Well, wait, I'll take my odds. A truck hauling circus zebras, as well as camels, caught fire on an Indiana highway, prompting a police rescue. The tractor trailer actually caught fire along I-69. State troopers came to the rescue of 5 zebras, 4 camels, a miniature horse, and leading them off the smoke-filled trailer. Both officers were treated at a hospital for smoke inhalation. Later released, none of the animals were injured at all. The truck driver, 57-year-old dude from Sarasota, Florida, not hurt. The Grant County Sheriff's Office posted photos, videos on Facebook of those camels walking off a highway and later standing alongside of the road with zebras. The post included the message, "No harm to our furry friends." So that's good. Traveling, I imagine on. But I was thinking animal cookies because they're in those little trains the whole time. I'm an idiot. That's why I was thinking about that.
That's the craziest thing. Did you guys see that video of the horse, like, cantering down the highway in Pennsylvania?
For like miles and miles, right? Yeah.
Wasn't that crazy? And thankfully that horse wasn't hurt,
Yeah,
but it
no,
was
it didn't.
unbelievable. It stayed right there along the center divide in the one lane, and it just kept
That's
going and going and going.
We are going to keep going and going right after I find out what cantering means, but we'll make sure that... I learned something. That's why I love hanging out with you. But we'll have more fun coming up a little bit later on here. Don't go anywhere. You're watching television's Daily Flash. We're so glad to have you along.
Horse running at full
Oh, of
Yeah.
course. Like when you put the quarter in.
Yeah,
and
not galloping, but cantering.
Oh, okay.
Not as fast as